Hello, my dear students. I once again welcome you all to this current video lecture. In our last lecture, we studied one important law from this chapter. That law is called as the Collard's law of independent migration of ions. And from this law, we get an idea regarding how to calculate the equivalent conductance at infinite dilution by using the equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for cations and anions. Now, in the current lecture, we are going to study the new point from the chapter that is called as the calculation of lambda 0 for a weak electrolyte. How to calculate this lambda 0, that is the equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for the weak electrolyte, that we have to study in this current lecture. As we know that in order to calculate this lambda 0 for the strong electrolyte, we may calculate it by a graphical method in which we plot a graph of this lambda versus under root c, and from this we get a straight line. If we extraplot that straight line, it intercepts along the y-axis, and from that intercepts we get the value for this lambda 0 for a strong electrolyte, that is a dilute solution for this strong electrolyte. But it is not possible from that graph to calculate this lambda 0 for a weak electrolyte. So, in order to calculate this lambda 0 for this weak electrolyte, we have to use some methods. So, there are two methods for the calculation of this lambda 0. The first method is there, method number first, which is based on the Collard's law, which we studied in a previous lecture. And the second method is there, that is called as the arithmetic method. Now, how to calculate this lambda 0 by both these methods? So, that we have to study. So, first of all, we are going to study this method number first, that is the method based on the Collard's law. Now, we know very well that in order to calculate this lambda 0 from the Collard's law, one equation is given by this law. That equation is nothing but the lambda 0 is equal to equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for cations plus equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for this anion. So, if we take the summation of both these equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for cations and anions, we get the overall lambda 0 for the weak electrolyte. So, for this purpose, we must know these two values, equivalent ionic conductance for cations and equivalent ionic conductance of anions at infinite dilution. So, this method is based upon the values for these cations and anions. So, that equivalent ionic conductance we have to take into consideration for the calculation of this lambda 0. So, these type of values are there, that is a equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for cations and anions. Suppose if we take a cation as a H plus, it has the fixed value of its equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution. It has the value of 349.82. If we take a K plus ion, it has this value of 73.52. If we take suppose ammonium ion NH4 plus, it has the equivalent ionic conductance equal to 73.40. So, in this way each cation has its fixed contribution towards this lambda 0. So, it is called as the equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for these cations. On the other hand, if we take the anions, suppose anion like hydroxyl anion OH minus, it has the contribution, that is a 198. If we take the bromide, it has a contribution of 78.40. If we take the chloride, it has a contribution of 76.34. So, in this way we can say that each and every anion also has the fixed contribution towards this particular lambda 0 for weak electrolyte. So, these contribution we have to use for the calculation of lambda 0 for weak electrolyte according to the method number first. So, for this purpose, suppose if we want to calculate the lambda 0, if we want to calculate this lambda 0, suppose that is equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for the electrolyte, that is a acetic acid. If we want to calculate this lambda 0 for this weak electrolyte acetic acid, then how to calculate it? We know very well that the lambda 0 for acetic acid is nothing but the summation of the equivalent ionic conductance for cation, that is a H plus ion, plus equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for anion, that is a acetate ion CH3COO minus. So if we take into consideration these particular equivalent ionic conductance of H plus and equivalent ionic conductance of acetate anion at infinite dilution, then we have to substitute the contribution of both these ions. So from the table the constant values are given. So from this table the contribution of this H plus is equal to 349.82. On the another hand, the contribution for this acetate anion is equal to 40.90. So if we take these constant values from this tabular data and if we substitute these values the given equation, then we get the overall lambda 0 for this acetic acid. So we substitute these values now. Lambda equivalent ionic conductance of H plus is equal to 349.82 plus equivalent ionic conductance of this acetate anion is equal to 40.9. So this is their equivalent ionic conductance of H plus ion and this acetate anion. If we add these together, we get, therefore, this equivalent ionic conductance of acetic acid, this acetic acid is equal to, if we add both this together, we get the lambda 0 is equal to 390.72 in a unit of per ohm centimeter square. So this is called as the equivalent ionic conductance for this acetic acid at the infinite dilution. So this is a very simple method for the calculation of equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution, especially for the weak electrolytes. So that lambda 0 comes out to be 390.72 per ohm centimeter square. So it is a very simple method for calculation which is based on this type of the Collatz law. So in this way we may calculate now the lambda 0 for any type of the weak electrolyte by using the such a type of the constant values, that is a equivalent ionic conductance of cations and anions. Now after studying this simple method, we have to look towards the second important method for this calculation, and that method is called as now arithmetic method. So this is the second important method for calculation of this lambda 0. So again this method use the equation which we just studied. So according to this method we have to again use the equation for calculation of this lambda 0, that is a lambda 0 is equal to summation of equivalent ionic conductance of cations plus equivalent ionic conductance of anions. So we have to take this contribution and if we add together we get the again this lambda 0. Now in this method how to calculate this lambda 0? So in this method what we have to take here? We have to take some strong electrolyte and a weak electrolyte. So what we have to take here? We have to take one strong electrolyte, a selected strong electrolyte. We have to select a strong electrolyte. We have to select a strong electrolyte, a strong electrolyte. We have to select it, a strong electrolyte. Then the value of this strong electrolyte we have to add. We have to add value of strong electrolyte. We have to add the value for strong electrolyte. We have to take here strong electrolyte. On the other hand, we have to select the weak electrolyte. We have to select the weak electrolyte. We have to select the weak electrolyte, and After that, what we have to take here? We have to subtract. We have to subtract value of weak electrolyte. Subtract the value of weak electrolyte. So this simple method we have to follow here. We have to select one strong electrolyte. The value for this strong electrolyte, what we have to take here? We have to add the value for this strong electrolyte. At the same time, we have to choose one weak electrolyte and we have to subtract the value for that weak electrolyte. So this simple principle, a simple procedure we have to follow for the calculation of this lambda 0 according to this arithmetic method. Suppose if we want to calculate now this lambda 0 for again the weak electrolyte, that is a, again I take here weak electrolyte as acetic acid, that this acetic acid we take here as a weak electrolyte. For this weak electrolyte, again we are interested to calculate this lambda 0. So again we know very well that it is nothing but the summation of cations, equivalent ionic conductance of cation plus equivalent ionic conductance of anions at infinite dilution. It is a summation of both these equivalent ionic conductance. Now for the calculation of this according to this arithmetic method, what we have to consider here? We have to consider the strong electrolytes. We have to consider here the strong electrolytes. Consider strong electrolyte. Consider strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes we have to consider as HCl. Second, we have to consider here sodium acetate, that is a CH3COONA and NaCl. We have to consider these three different strong electrolytes. Now, after considering these, we know very well the lambda 0 for these each and every electrolyte is nothing but summation of. So, suppose if I take here lambda 0 for this HCl. So, how to calculate it? We know very well that it is a summation of the equivalent ionic conductance of H plus equivalent ionic conductance of Cl minus at infinite dilution. So this is a contribution of this cation and anion. In the same way, if we take the second strong electrolyte as CH3COONA, sodium acetate, so again its lambda 0 is nothing but the contribution of equivalent ionic conductance of Na plus equivalent ionic conductance of CH3COO minus at this infinite dilution, and at the last the third electrolyte, strong electrolyte is here, that is a lambda 0 for NaCl is nothing but the contribution of equivalent ionic conductance of Na plus at infinite dilution plus equivalent ionic conductance of this particular Cl minus at infinite dilution. So these three strong electrolytes have this lambda 0 as the summation of their equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for their cations as well as the anions. Now after considering these simple strong electrolytes, after that we have to take here now, or we have to perform one simple operation which we just explained. Perform the operation. We have to carry out one simple arithmetic operation. Perform the operation. Perform operation. Perform the operation. So what we have to perform here? We have to just perform the operation, that is we have to add together the lambda 0 for this HCl to that of the lambda 0 for the second strong electrolyte, that is called as the sodium acetate CH3COONA, while we have to subtract the lambda 0 for one of the strong electrolyte and we take here lambda 0 for NaCl. So this type of the simple operation, arithmetic operation we have to perform here. Just we have to add together the value of strong electrolyte CH3CONA. We have to add this value, while we have to subtract the value for this weak second strong electrolyte, that is called as the NaCl. Now after this what we have to take here, we know very well that we are interested to calculate, therefore interested to calculate how, what we have to calculate here, the lambda 0 for acetic acid. Lambda 0 for this acetic acid, it is nothing but this operation. What is that operation here? We have to add here lambda 0 for HCl plus equivalent ionic conductance of sodium acetate minus lambda 0 for this NaCl. Now after taking this simple operation, we have to take here the contribution of each and every cation and anion. So again we have to write here this lambda 0 for HCl is a contribution of L0H plus second is a equivalent ionic conductance of Cl minus plus for second term it is the equivalent ionic conductance of Na plus equivalent ionic conductance of CH3COO minus we have to take the contribution for this last electrolyte NaCl. It is a contribution of L0 for Na plus and second is a minus L0 for this Cl minus. So this is the contribution of each and every cation and anion towards this lambda 0 for these three different strong electrolytes. Now after taking this, we have to cancel the common terms with opposite sign. So this is a equivalent ionic conductance of Cl minus. So this plus and this minus get cancelled. The second common term is there, equivalent ionic conductance of Na plus, and this is the second with opposite sign. So what are the remaining terms here? The remaining terms are nothing but the equivalent ionic conductance of H plus the equivalent ionic conductance of CH3 COO minus at infinite dilution. And we know very well that if we take these two equivalent ionic conductance of these particular two cations and anions, that is nothing but, therefore we can say that lambda 0 for this acetic acid, it is nothing but the summation of equivalent ionic conductance of this H plus as well as equivalent ionic conductance of acetate anion, that is a CH3 COO minus. So this is a simple method called as the arithmetic method for the calculation of equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution, especially for the weak electrolytes. So this method consists of a very simple assumption that we have to consider the two electrolytes, we have to consider both as a strong electrolyte, not a weak electrolyte here. We have to consider both these strong electrolytes. So we have to consider the first strong electrolyte whose value we have to add first, and secondly again we have to take a second strong electrolyte, not a weak electrolyte. Again we have to take here the strong electrolyte second also. Again we have to take a strong electrolyte and its value we have to subtract. So for this purpose we take here the example of acetic acid. So before considering this actual operation, we have to consider these three strong electrolytes HCl, sodium acetate and NaCl. For each and every electrolyte, this lambda 0 can be calculated by the respective summation of their equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for these cations and anions. After that, we have to perform a simple operation. We have to add the value for this strong electrolyte sodium acetate, while we have to subtract the value for this strong electrolyte NaCl. By performing the remaining operation, at the finally we get here the equivalent ionic conductance at infinite dilution for acetic acid. is equal to summation of equivalent ionic conductance of H plus plus equivalent ionic conductance of acetate at infinite dilution. So this is the second simple method called as the arithmetic method. So these are the two simple methods. One is a method first based upon Cauchy's law, and second method is called as the arithmetic method. Now after considering these two methods, the next point we have to study here, that is one simple point, that is called as the degree of dissociation of this particular weak electrolyte. Now what is mean by degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte? Before studying this, we know very well that there are the two types of the electrolytes: strong electrolyte, and second is called as the weak electrolyte. Second is called as the weak electrolyte. Now we know very well the difference between these two electrolytes. The strong electrolytes has, or it has maximum solubility. It has the maximum solubility. It has the maximum solubility in solution. It has the maximum solubility in solution, while the second electrolyte, weak electrolyte, has the partial solubility, or it get partially soluble. It has the partial solubility in solution. Now as this weak electrolyte has the partial solubility in a solution, we are interested to know what is the extent of solubility of this particular weak electrolyte in a solution of a given concentration. How this weak electrolyte can be soluble, up to the extent, up to which extent it gets soluble. So for this purpose, we have to know its extent of solubility in a given concentration of solution. Now in a given concentration of solution, what happens? Whenever the weak electrolyte get dissolved, it gives some cations. It gives some cations, suppose A plus, and it gives the anions, suppose this B minus. Now whenever these cations and anions are given by a particular weak electrolyte, they are responsible to carry the current. They are responsible to carry the current. So we know very well that as far as the current carrying capacity of any electrolyte is concerned, it depends upon the number of ions present in a particular electrolyte. So for this purpose, we have to take into consideration one simple concept for this solubility of weak electrolyte, that is called as the degree of dissociation. So what is by this degree of dissociation? So degree of dissociation is nothing but the phenomena of a solution in which we know the extent, we get an idea regarding the extent of ionization. We get an idea regarding the extent of ionization, the extent of ionization or dissociation, extent of ionization or dissociation of a weak electrolyte, in given solution of a given concentration. So this degree of dissociation can be given by the equation alpha is equal to lambda upon lambda 0. This degree of dissociation can be given by one simple equation: alpha is equal to lambda divided by lambda 0, where this lambda is called as degree of dissociation. This lambda is called as the degree of dissociation of this weak electrolyte. Second is a lambda. What is by this lambda? Lambda is called as the equivalent conductance. This is the equivalent conductance. This is equivalent conductance. While the third term, that is a lambda 0, again it is called as the equivalent conductance. At infinite dilution. Equivalent conductance at infinite dilution. So this is a simple equation to calculate the degree of dissociation for the weak electrolyte. From this equation we can say that this degree of dissociation is directly proportional to the equivalent conductance for the weak electrolyte. If its equivalent conductance is more, then we can say that the maximum number of ions are obtained due to the more dissociation of a particular electrolyte, while it is inversely proportional to its degree of dissociation, to the equivalent ionic conductance at the infinite dilution. Why this is so? Because we know that whenever this lambda 0 is maximum is obtained, at that time this degree of dissociation is to be the minimum here. So we can say that this is the case of degree of dissociation for the this particular weak electrolyte. In case of the strong electrolyte, for strong electrolyte, if suppose we take here strong electrolyte, for the strong electrolyte, this ratio, the ratio of lambda upon lambda 0, the ratio lambda upon lambda 0 is equal to unity, and why this is so? Because this strong electrolyte has the maximum stability in a given particular solution. So this is a very simple point regarding this particular degree of dissociation for this particular lambda for the weak electrolyte. So we can say that by using this particular degree of dissociation, we get an idea regarding the extent of ionization of a particular weak electrolyte in a solution of the given concentration. So this is important point called as the degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte. So in the current lecture, we studied the two important points from the chapter. The first important point is how to calculate lambda 0 for weak electrolyte. For this purpose, we take here the two different methods. Method first based upon Colash law, and the second method called as the arithmetic method. And the third, the second important point we just completed, is called as the degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte. So with this, today I stop here. The remaining points from this chapter we will take in a next lecture. So with that, I stop here. Thank you so much.